Now, let's go back then again to this business about your life together, because no matter how much you try to make it ordinary and normal for Brooklyn and to yourself, you can't, can you?
Not totally, but I think that, I mean, obviously Brooklyn, I want him to grow up as much like a normal little boy as he can, but obviously that's never going to be totally possible. I mean, we don't surround ourselves with huge entourages. You know, I go to work, I take Brooklyn with me, I drive myself, we go home and we shut our doors and nobody comes in our house. You know, I like to do normal things, like take him to the park, take him swimming.
But you can't trust anybody, can you?
No, I mean, trusting, especially now after things that have happened, is very, very difficult. But I'm in a very fortunate position with my family. I have my family and David's family who help out so much with Brooklyn. That I personally think I would find it hard to trust anybody with Brooklyn now other than immediate family.
After what happened, I mean, I won't go into that, but it's in the book, but it would take too long to talk about. But you talk in the book, there's a phrase that you use about living in this bubble of fear.
Bubble Beckham.
Bubble Beckham. Bubble and golden balls, eh? that's your second volume of your autobiography. But tell me what you mean by that. I mean, what is the most fearful, or what has been the most fearful part of it?
I think that, you know, I wrote in the book how I have received lots of death threats. That kind of thing is very frightening because with everything that goes on, I mean, it really makes you put things into perspective and make you realise what is important to you, what matters and what doesn't. So I'd say that's probably the most frightening thing. Because you do have to continue your life. These people do these things to try and stop that happening. But, you know, you have to be sensible about it, know what you can do, know what you can't do, and carry on.
How much does this affect you, David, the day-to-day business of being David Beckham and Victoria Beckham? I mean, how much does it affect you? You seem to be a very relaxed guy. I mean, are you really that relaxed?
I am quite relaxed, to be honest. I'm a little bit more relaxed than Victoria. You know, I let things go over my head more than, you know, than I let them get to me. Obviously, it's hard because, you know, the attention we do get is, you know, full on every day. You know, there's not a day where there's not something in the news about us. So it is hard, but that's why we are a strong family together, the three of us. You know, and we've got a strong family around us with our mum and dads and every one of our family. You know, so it's easy to get away from things with them.
But let me ask you this. I mean, some people would say that you actually attract publicity, that you do things to get in the newspapers. I mean, let's take for instance your appearance. Let's take your, I mean, the haircut. I mean, did you wake up one morning and say, I'm going to do a Robert De Niro, a taxi driver, and this will get in the newspapers?
No,
or do you just
I didn't, you know, I didn't turn around to Victoria and said, look, I'm going to do this haircut and just want to get in the papers for something. You know, it wasn't something that, it was just something that I wanted to do. You know, I'd seen the hairstyle probably a year ago, and I fancied doing it then, but it wasn't the right time, and I just felt that, you know, I had to do it at one point.
But what about shaving the eyebrow, though? I mean, what gave you that idea?
I don't know, I think it's just fads you go through, you know.
It makes him more aerodynamic.
Usually...
It does.
I mean, there's a mad side to you, isn't there? There's a crazy side to you.
Yeah, there is. But no, it's just a fad. You know, usually you go through that stage at about 16 or 17. You know, it's I'm going through it at 26. So it's, no, you know, it wasn't something that I'd done to get publicity.
No. And being captain of England now, I mean, you would see that as being a real accolade, wouldn't you? A real compliment.
Yeah.
And I would imagine that it makes you very sort of happy about the future.
Yeah, definitely. You know, I think to be captain of an England team at this point in time, where we're doing so well, is just one of the best honours that I could have ever been given in football. When I had the phone call early in the morning from Peter Taylor to tell me that I was captain of the full squad, you know, it took a minute for it to sort of actually sink through. And then once I rang up Victoria, you know, she couldn't believe it, because obviously everyone knows about what happened 2 or 3 years ago, you know, and to come through that. And
what did you decide to do, though? I mean, all right, 3 years ago, you're this hate figure because of tapping that Argentinian, who asked for it, by the way. I thought you'd let him off lightly, but nonetheless, you're reviled. What did you decide to do? Just sit it out and prove them wrong?
Yeah, I think that's been my mentality through my whole life. You know, I've had knocks at certain points in my career, and it's just my way of getting over it. You know, I want to show people that I can be the best and do the best that I can for my club and my country. You know, and it's taken up till probably I was given the captaincy to prove that I can do it at international level, and it's given me that extra responsibility that I've actually enjoyed so much.
Great. Now, you're not only living with a sex symbol, you're living with the captain of England, so be careful now.
Okay.
She doesn't deal with this in the book, by the way, David, the bit you've not read about. let me ask a couple of questions. Let me ask you. Are you going to have any more Brooklyns?
I hope so. I mean, I think for both of us, you know, family is the most important thing, and I'd love to have a huge family, and at Christmas have a big old Christmas tree in the hallway, and that's my ultimate goal, you know, but not just yet because I'm a little bit busy.
Oh, because the second question was I was going to ask you if you were pregnant, because the press have been speculating today around our office that you are, calling us up.
No, I have to say no. Sorry, babe, I'm not.